So hello everyone. So today we will discuss about an activity to add contents to different lessons of a unit. So to begin with, log in to your Moodle account through the LMS login and then enter to your course. Here I have entered to my course which is Advanced Manufacturing Methods. So in this section I have already uploaded some content like the textbook which is to be followed for this subject, the syllabus of this subject and the day-wise lesson plan of this subject. To add these things we need to first add the term editing. We have to add an activity or course and then we can add any type of material in this section, be it the assignments or a book or some other files as well. Okay, so with this we can add the required files, books in this section. Now coming to the now, now coming to the content for the units of the courses. So the first unit of my course I have mentioned it as the Introduction and Mechanical Force Process. Under this unit, these are the several lessons which I need to taught to students. So first one is the modern machining classifications, then ultrasonic machining, abrasive jet machining, abrasive vapor jet machining, abrasive blow machining and chemical machining. So let us first discuss the contents of the first lesson, which is the triple well classification. So just hit it, triple well classification. So here you need to click on the edit button. So this will give us the activity page of the lesson. So here you can see that I have added some content and some questions to the lesson. So before adding these contents and questions to the uh, lesson, it is advisable to write down the possible contents of the lesson and the possible questions of the lesson on a piece of paper or somewhere else for your ready reference. For this, I have created a layout which says that this is the unit 1 where I have to edit the content for the lesson 1. So first part of the lesson is the introduction. In this part, so I will teach or I will add the content related to the introduction to the subject, and based on this content, I will add a question at the end of this lecture based on this content. So this question has to be answered by the student. So if the student answers this question correctly, then the LMS will take the student to the next topic of the lesson, which is the classification of the processes. And if the student attempts this question and that came out to be a wrong answer, then the student will be taken to another section, which is the remedial of the remedial remedial class of the introduction lesson. So students need to go through this extra reading material, and then after the student will be taken back to the question. Now the student will once again attempt the question. If it attempts it wrong once again, then the LMS will take the student to the remedial class, and if the student attempts it correctly, the software, the LMS will take him or her to the next topic of the lesson. So the same procedure will be followed. Here we will upload the desired content. The same process will be followed. Here we will apply here we will upload the desired content that will be read by the student. Based on this content, he will attempt some question. If it is correct, then he or she will be directed to the uh, another content, and if it is wrong, primer remedial class. So the same process will be continued until the end of the lesson 1. So this is the framework we have to go through. First is the content, then question, then if it is correct, then the next content, if it is wrong, then the remedial content. Okay, so based on this, i have I have made uh, some content and uh, lesson combinations for the first lesson of the unit. So this is written as lecture 1.1, the first topic of the lecture 1, which is the introduction to modern machining concepts. So when this lesson will be completed, the student will be jumped to the question part. Okay, so here is the question. So question is a multiple choice question which has two choices. So if the student attempts the correct option, then the student will be taken to the next lesson of next topic of the lesson, which is the classification of the triple M. And if the student attempts it wrong, the student will be taken to the lecture 1.1 primary remedial content, which is placed here. So if student attempts it correctly, the student will be taken to the next content of the lesson, and if the student attempts it wrongly, then the student will be taken back to the remedial class, and after attending this remedial class, he will again, please read here, question part. So this is the second lecture, classification of MMM. After the finishing of this content, student will be jumped to the question. This is the question which is a multiple choice. It has four choices with one correct answer. So if the student attempts it correctly, student will be jumped to lecture 1.3, and if the student attempts it wrongly, it means that all the three other options are wrong. If any student hit that wrong answer, then the student will be taken to the primer remedial based on the ED. Okay, so here is the primer remedial. And similarly for the third topic of the lesson, until it ends. So now I will demonstrate you by running this. We will start from the first page. So this is the lecture number 1.1, introduction to MMM. So here is the introduction. It is written here. Okay, so after going through this literature, the student will hit next. So then the student will be taken to a question where it is written as what is the desired characteristic of MMM. So if the student attempts it correctly, which is the cutting tool may not be harder than the workpiece material. For example, if he attempts it correctly, he will be taken to the next lecture, next part of the lesson, which is the mental classification of double M. Okay, the student will go through this course, will study it, and hit the next button. Then a question will come: what is the full form of medium? So it is the electric discharge machining. For example, if the student marks the electronic discharge machining, which is a wrong answer, then the student will be to the remedial class where he or she need to have some extra reading. Based on this reading, if the student hits next, the student will be taken back to the same question. Now this time, if student gives the correct answer, which is the electric discharge machining, first one, then the student will be taken to the third part of the lesson. So with this, we can test the student's learning, and we can teach him effectively as well. Okay, so this is uh, all about the contents of the lesson. Thank you.